Tonight, President Trump defending his dismissal of Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman from his National Security Council, calling him very insubordinate, claiming he had problems with judgment, adhering to the chain of command, and leaking information. In other words, out. Vindman's attorney calling the president's tweets false statements and accusing him of a campaign of intimidation, nearly echoing Senator Elizabeth Warren.
This is about retribution. This is about payback.
When Vindman testified in the House impeachment inquiry, the Purple Heart recipient told his Soviet-born father not to worry about retaliation in America.
Do not worry. I will be fine for telling the truth.
Now, Vindman, along with his twin brother, who also worked at the NSC, forced from their prestigious White House postings, returning to the Pentagon. Trump also recalling his ambassador to the EU, Gordon Sondland, a big Republican donor who testified that there was a quid pro quo for Ukrainian military aid and investigating the Bidens.
Everyone was in the loop.
Other administration officials who testified against the president's wishes have resigned, including Tim Morrison and Ambassador Marie Yovanovitch, who Trump attacked while she was testifying.
It's very intimidating.
With the fate of other State Department diplomats like David Holmes and George Kent, as well as the original whistleblower, still unclear.
And Hans joins us now from the White House. Hans, what do we know about that whistleblower who started it all?
Well, the president said repeatedly that he wants to hear from the whistleblower, but his ability to retaliate may be limited because the whistleblower is a CIA employee and is no longer assigned to the White House.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.